So you have to make sure when you're providing all of this type of content and the type of service that you provide, that you're doing it in a way that is sincere. It's got to come from a person. If the people on the other side don't believe that you're a human being, if they don't feel that the language you use connects with them on whatever the level they are, and different companies have different audiences, right? You have to speak to them as actual people. You need employees who are empowered to speak like normal people and don't feel like they have to use language like, I apologize for your inconvenience, or I'll do my best to make sure that you are satisfied, right? You need to be real, you need to be really sincere. And so I want to step away from the slides for a minute. I'm going to tell you a story that really exemplifies that, something that has meant a lot to me as well as to the whole C-suite at GoDaddy. Somehow they all got wind of it. You guys might have heard this story as well. It sort of made the rounds on LinkedIn. If I say the name David Kerpen, mean anything to anybody? Probably not. What if I say guy who went to Vegas and waited in line too long? Okay, good. So this will be a good story. So Dave Kerpen, big social media guy, CEO of some companies that help people with social media and stuff. And for whatever reason, probably to write about it, he's going to the Aria in Las Vegas from New York. So he spends probably 6 hours, on the subway and the plane and in the car over to the hotel. The new, hip Aria hotel. He's sick of traveling. He wants to get in his room. He realizes he's been waiting for an entire hour for the registration desk at the Aria, right? And so, of course, social media guy, he gets onto Twitter and he says, no hotel in Vegas could be worth this wait. Over an hour at the Aria, hashtag fail. Right? So, you're Aria. You see this on social media. What do? Volunteer. I heard one, what? Comp in his room is one example. Person who's not wanting to answer, but I'm going to make her answer anyway with the water in front of her.
Oh,
yes.
I don't know, reach out to him.
And say what?
Well, comp the room and then add some kind of additional benefit.
Apologize, yes.
Go find him.
Go find him, another example. Not to say that your answer of comping the room is wrong, but let's think about what's most important to these people, is that you acknowledge that they have a problem. The most important thing is that you say, you're sorry, or if your lawyers won't say you're sorry, then just say something else. Right? I've had a lot of time to think about this. What I would have said, given all the time I've had to think about it, is something along the lines of, and I wouldn't go find him and pull him out of the line, because that would be weird and make a scene and stuff, and after waiting an hour, he's probably near the front of the line anyway. I'd say, so sorry for the wait, Dave. We'll see you in a minute. Promise we'll make it up to you. And that's it, right? We acknowledge he has a problem. And we're in Vegas, right? We know how to make people happy. We can comp rooms and free everything and shows. I'm not worried that they could make him feel happy, right? But acknowledging it and doing so publicly is really key. Right? Now let's say, flip side, you are a competitor and you saw that tweet. Right? So you're another hotel on the strip. What do? We've
got a room.
We've got a room.
No wait.
No wait? Give you a room for a wait. Okay. So, when Dave wrote about this in his post on LinkedIn, he actually said, if somebody had reached out to me like that and said, hey, no wait, come right over, he'd be like, well, why do you have no wait? I don't want to go stay at your skanky hotel that no one else wants to be at, right? And it makes sense. So who would want to go do that? Who would be like, oh yeah, I just waited an hour, but I'm going to go hang out at your hotel, right? So luckily that didn't happen. On the other hand, Aria also did not pay attention and say anything to him. They were silent. Right? So certainly missed opportunity there. But something did happen. And here's what happened. This is key to the points that I'm making tonight. Or today, I should say. What happened was that the Rio, another hotel, not the new fancy hotel that the Aria was, but another hotel, right? Not a fan of the Rio? Okay. But the Rio said to Dave, sorry about your bad experience. Hope the rest of your trip goes well. That's it. No hashtag, no link, no limo to pick them up, no pitch for their own business, just acknowledgement of the fact that he was having trouble and hoping things go well. Gave at least the appearance of sincerity. It showed Dave that they care about him, so much so that they don't even need his business right now. They just want to show that they're a friend in Vegas. We're here, we're paying attention. They knew they didn't have his business, they just connected with him. They created that one-on-one connection. So here's what happens. He stays at the Aria. I have no idea what he feels about the Aria. It's probably hip and swank and cool. Next time he stays in Vegas, he stays at the Rio. He also likes them on Facebook. A little bit while later, a friend of his says, hey, Dave, you know about this stuff. I see that you like them on Facebook. Is Rio actually a good place to stay? And he says, listen, I can tell you they are not the nicest hotel on the Strip. Apparently, others agree with. But they do listen to their customers. So his friend immediately booked 20 rooms for her family reunion, got them over 10 grand in revenue because Dave recommended them. And if you look back on the ROI for Rio, in reality, it's amazing, right? Fantastic. Made tons of money off of him and him liking people, and he's a social guy, and 10 grand in revenue directly, but none of it is measurable, right? They didn't have a link they couldn't track even if he did follow something, right? There's no way to tell, aside from the fact that he wrote about it in the end, no way to tell that that effort they made actually resulted in a very real, very tangible benefit for them, because they looked at what was happening in the world, totally unrelated to, well, not totally unrelated to them, but not directed to them, right? And they responded in a way that I'll just say is doing things right? Because I could summarize my entire talk, whatever this is going to be, 40 minutes or something. I could summarize that by just do things right for the people, and you will get what you're looking for in social media and marketing and customer service. Right? You'll get your reward, your ROI. But people still want to measure it, but they can't measure that. But they got their money's worth, that's for sure. So why did that happen, right? Why did that have such an impact on Dave? Why was it so meaningful that he wrote about it and that he clicked the like button on Facebook, which I personally, I'm a social guy, but I tend to be really, really restrained in the things that I like. The reason it was meaningful to him is because it totally broke his expectations of just what should happen. He kind of expected Aria to come at him, but he had no expectation that Rio would come to him. This is what I call, and what other people call, proactive engagement as opposed to reactive. Now, granted, we spend most of our time doing reactive engagement. People tweet to us, at GoDaddy or at whoever you are, right? Or they post on your Facebook page or whatever. You're gonna answer those things. Let's use the classic example of broken expectations. Let's say husband on the anniversary, right? This is gonna be really cliche, so forgive me. Husband on the anniversary comes home, doesn't bring the flowers, kind of forgot about it, pretends that he didn't forget about it. Wife is pissed off, right? Let's say he did. He bought the flowers, nice bouquet, whatever, comes home, hug and a kiss, great. They have a good night, that's fine, right? But he came in, everything exists on this spectrum of unhappy and happy and in the middle, right? Positive, negative, and neutral. So the wife expects him to do that. And so, okay, great, things go as planned. Now, what if he did exactly the same thing? What if he got that bouquet of flowers and he just brought it on some random Tuesday, right? Same flowers, same sentiment, but she didn't expect it. So she went from neutral, hey, buddy, glad you're home, right, to really, really happy. Right? The difference is that she thanks him to have a nice anniversary, to, on this random Tuesday, she hits up Instagram, she hits up Facebook, and OMGs, husband got me flowers for no reason, I'm the greatest, you suck, right? Like, hashtag flowers for free. And it's a different result. So as a customer service person, and not to say that we're all customer service people, but we're talking about customer service. If you are doing customer service, you need to understand that managing a customer's expectations has huge power, huge potential. What we do most of the time is protect from the negative. Someone comes in with a question to GoDaddy, some simple tech support question, and we can answer it, right? But if we don't answer it, they get mad, and they think, well, I'll go to some other company that pays attention to their customers, right? But if I answer, how do you forward your domain name in your interface? And I was like, here's how you do it, right? They're not going to become like advocates and fans. But if I hunt them down, if I find people who are just having problems with WordPress or wondering how you do X, Y, or Z, and then I answer them, that is an actual, tangible demonstration of me caring about them. I have got your back, even when you're not asking me a question. I find you, and I provide you real value. And that's what the Rio did for Dave. Blew his expectations out of the water and proved that they had his back even when they didn't need to, even when they weren't making money off of him at the time.